Hello viewers, welcome to Your World in Your Country. My name is John Wozniak.
And my name is Teresa Saxton.
We will be presenting a series of programs that will hopefully motivate each and every one of you to seek and find the truth.
We will be discussing issues that affect us globally as well as in our country, which will trickle down to our states, cities, and our communities. Our wish is to empower each and every one to get involved, to bring about a change. One person can make a difference.
You know, we ask that you communicate with your community leaders, church leaders, federal, state, and local representatives, and let them know how you feel regarding an issue, how they stand on issues that affect us all.
And remember, they work for you.
Absolutely.
You, the people. John, I was reading some information and I came across some information about highways for sale.
Ah, yes.
And
yes.
do you know that roads and bridges built by taxpayers' dollars are starting to be sold off to foreign countries? And few people know about it in the U.S. and they haven't met with much resistance either. I mean, it's like if you don't know about it, how can you protest something that you don't even know about?
Right. Teresa, ladies and gentlemen at home, you got to ask yourself one question. If you're selling off infrastructure, why? Ask yourself why. If you're in trouble, you go bankrupt at home, what do? You have a yard sale, you have an auction. Why are we selling our infrastructure?
Even right here locally, Kenneth Blackwell has a proposal to lease 241 miles of the Ohio Turnpike. And they're seeking to sell that for $4 to $6 billion over a 99-year period of time.
Right.
And in California, in 2003, construction began on Route 125, a 4-lanes, 9 to 5 mile toll road in eastern San Diego. They've already sold or leased that. And the primary owner paid $400 million to lease it for 35 years. So just think of all the tolls that they'll be receiving, the monies that they'll be receiving. In California, do you know how congested the traffic is? Do you know how many people are driving over that?
Yep.
That's bad. And our taxpayer dollars paid for that.
Right.
How could you sell something that we paid for? I don't get it.
Right. Well, you know, I was thinking about this, and one way they might be able to do it, I know there's a series of executive orders that are out there right now that gives the government the authority to take over infrastructures in time of emergency as well.
In times of emergencies,
Right.
is it an emergency, or
Well,
are we in such a deficit that you need to sell?
No.
Like you said, sell your.
But I think what they can do is it's up to them to decide what an emergency is. They can, any which way they want to do it. Now, we're here to tell you about this because you're not hearing this on the news. You might hear a little blurb here and there, but you need to sit down and listen to this because this is serious stuff right now.
It is.
You know, the federal gas tax hasn't been increased since 1993, and it's not a favorite political ideology to raise taxes, especially on gasoline, but this is how we repair and build roads, bridges, and our infrastructure. Now, I know that there's some individuals saying that by the year 2008, the state of Ohio, or the state highway and transportation officials have said that this fund could be in the red by approximately $1.6 billion. And don't they say by 2012, it could be $22 billion in the red. Now, I think this is why they're selling off our infrastructure, as why they try to give authority of the ports to buy Ports World. I think I want a little bit of fiscal trouble, if you know what I mean.
Very much so, very much so. And that goes to, that leads me into this NAFTA superhighway. I don't know if anybody have heard about it yet, but the Bush administration is proposing a superhighway that will begin in Mexico and end in Canada, or vice versa, begin in Canada and end in Mexico, where there will be, I think, some type of port in, is it Texas?
Yeah.
Kansas City, it's Kansas City.
Right.
But let's go back to the superhighway thing.
Yeah. You know, that the NAFTA superhighway thing is something that is being done under the radar almost. It's not really called that officially, although it is called that. And let me explain by this. Back in 2005, excuse me, Bush Vicente Fox, who was then the president, and right now they're having
In
a
Mexico.
change right now. And also Martin, who was the Prime Minister of Canada, got together and wanted to unveil a security and prosperity partnership between all three countries. And this is leading to basically a North American agreement, if you will, to get together economically, financially, and infrastructurally, if you know what I mean. Now, there was talk about this massive road connecting the three countries, and even though politicians and various organizations deny it right now, there's just too much paper trail to believe that this is not happening. In fact, I have a copy of, Teresa, you should get a kick out of this. In fact, this was updated in April 10th of this year. This is a Trans-Texas corridor. I got it right off the website, and they state here that Interstate 69 is a planned 1,600-mile national highway connecting Mexico, the United States, and Canada. 8 states are involved in the project. In Texas, I-69 will be developed under the Trans-Texas Corridor Master Plan. So in each city, in each sector area, it's called different things. So they're piecemeal this together, but when you get done, you put all the pieces together, you've got yourself a super highway connecting Mexico, Canada, and the United States all together in one.
And they already have a nonprofit organization working on it.
That's
the North
right.
American Super Corridor Coalition Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing the world's first international integrated, secure, multimodal transportation system. Come on, what are we doing here? Okay, at the same time, they're making plans to build this superhighway to connect Mexico, the United States, and Canada, and which, you know, we talked about earlier that Mexico has their, I call them bylaws. United States has its constitution. Canada has his own thing. So how are you going to integrate these 3 entities together to become, well, we haven't even got on that, them becoming one. Right now we're just talking about the transportation thing. And right here in the United States, we have this illegal immigrant thing going on. So you're building a highway that's transporting it, and at the same time we have us protesting about illegal immigrants coming into the United States. Help me understand. Somebody send me an email. Help me. Help me.
It's crazy. There's a lot of activity going on right now, and it's hard to pick this out. You know, we've got there's a lot of individuals doing a lot of study on this, and these things are piecemealed out. Everything's compartmentalized, where one section is doing this, somebody else is doing this other group is doing this, and nobody's putting all the pieces together. Once you put these pieces together, you find out that, wow, there is something going on right now. Now, you know, I'm an American, you're an American. I believe in a sovereign country, sovereign nation, and I think we're in a bit of trouble right now. Teresa, we're going to take a break and be right back here.
Be right back.
In water. Before the well came, Mama had to walk for hours to get water, and sometimes after drinking it, we would get sick. But with our new well, those things don't happen anymore. I'm glad CARE came to help us.
CARE, how many lives can you change today?
Welcome back, viewers. Your world, your country. I'm John Wozniak.
And I'm Teresa Saxton, and we was just discussing about the superhighways and how highways and bridges are being sold here in the United States, and how we feel about that, basically. So, John, what did you want to add about that?
Well, we got into this alleged NAFTA superhighway here, which people really don't want to admit that's going on, and we wanted to kind of give you a little outline on how this is all developing right now, so we can help you put the pieces together, so you can call your senators, representatives, and tell them, hey, I want to know what's going on, and I want to know what you're going to do about it. You know, back in 2005, Therese, President Bush got together with the President Fox, Vicente Fox of Mexico, and Prime Minister Martin then. I mean, both of those are in question right now. They've changed. But they've got together and they wanted to form some kind of a partnership here. And basically they did that on their own with not any consent of council, any legalization of anything, but they just got together and wanted this, I guess, this letter of agreement, this partnership together.
So they were just talking about it, and Fox being the past president of Mexico.
That's correct.
And
Martin
the
past,
prime minister of
right,
Canada. Okay.
Right, they have a new one. And keep in mind, this is back in 2005, and not a lot of noise was made about it, but they wanted to form a partnership. First of all, here again, to make the open society safer and more secure. If you notice, folks, everything is being for your security.
Everything.
Your safety.
Everything.
This is how everybody's leading off with this, so it gets your attention, and how can you say no? Because we're protecting you. Now, you've got to open up your eyes here and follow this trail. They wanted to get this partnership together to have the increase in security, prosperity, and quality of life for the citizens. Now, by that, they're not talking about the United States. They're talking about North America. They're talking about Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. Now, as I stated earlier, we're in the United States of America. We are a sovereign nation, as is the other two countries that are in North America. But it seems there's a plan to kind of meld them all together. And in this plan, they want a border facilitation strategy to build capacity and to improve legitimate flow of people and cargo through our shared borders. They also want to improve productivity through regulatory cooperation. You got to listen to their wording on this. And they want to establish various ministries that have workshops and get groups together that will consult with stakeholders of these respective countries and to find out exactly how they can implement these measures. Now, in what they have done so far, there is no mention of the people anywhere. What we want, what we don't want. They're just moving along with this. Now, they do this, and then they slowly implement piece by piece by piece. And I think you've got some information, Teresa, on that Kansas City port on this alleged superhighway that allegedly doesn't exist.
And I just absolutely find it amazing how if you really look, and we do have to look, we do have to read the paper. If you don't want to read the paper, that's okay. Listen to podcasts on internet. If you don't have internet access at home, go to the library. Read your daily papers. Find out what's going on here in the United States so you can be abreast of it. So when the election time comes and you vote, find out the platform of the elected officials that you're voting for. Because sometimes we vote these people into office, and half the time they don't even read the legislations and the proposals that come across their desk, and they just vote yes on it because they owe somebody a favor. Here, according to the Kansas City, it's called the Kansas City Star, in October 14th, 2005, Kansas City is well positioned to be the economic and transportation hub of, there's that word again, North America. North America meaning Mexico, the United States, and Canada. So according to this, Kansas City Council has approved a $2.5 million loan to KC Smartport to build a custom facility in the West Bottom near Kemper Arena, a city owned and leased in Liberty City and south of Interstate 670. So Kansas City owns it. The Mexican government is saying that they're going to have a hub built there.
Right.
So, and then wait a minute, this is the kicker. I know I'm probably getting ahead of